Hello, magnificent human beings. My name is Landon Slaughter, and here we do yoga. We talk about life. We focus on personal growth. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do today because we are going to grow our arm muscles and our chest muscles by doing a strengthening series based around chaturangas. So, 55-minute full hour class right now to help you really master those chaturangas. And we are going to be doing modified chaturangas the whole class. And if you think that modifying chaturanga is, kind of like cheating and you're not getting a full workout, well, just hold on there. We're gonna dive into that very shortly. Also, I like modified chaturangas because it lessens the risk of injury. And if you just kind of do, a few more where you start to get into those arms and your pecs, then we are smooth sailing for later on down the road in our practice, 6 months, a year, 2 years, when we're able to really fully master that full chaturanga. So if you're looking for about an hour-long class, that is a full yoga sequence that incorporates chaturangas to help you build strength in that area of your body to master this pose, this is the class for you. So please go ahead and roll out to your mat, and I will roll the intro screen. Thank all of you for being here. Please find yourself standing at the top of your mat. Close your eyes, roll your shoulders back, and breathe. Inhales through the nose. Exhales out the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose. Keep going, beginning to slow it down just a little. Smooth, steady, calming breaths. That gentle oceanic breath, that gentle constriction in the back of your throat helps to create that audible sound, our ujjayi breath. Keeping with it, keeping focused, and leaving your day behind you. Just wherever you are, here on your mat is where you are, and bringing that focus into your practice. Beautiful. Setting an intention for your practice today. Something uplifting, something calming, something soothing, whatever you like. All right. Sealing that intention. 3 cleansing breaths. In through your nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold. And exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale out the mouth. Inhale through your nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold, hold, hold. And exhale, sigh. Very good. Open up your eyes. Inhale, hands up overhead. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. Come all the way down. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Come on down. Chin is last to rise, slow and steady, coming all the way up. Hands up overhead, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, sigh. Inhale your hands together. Pointer fingers come out. Hinge to the left. Exhale, brief crescent moon. Inhale through neutral. Exhale, opposite side, crescent moon. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, swan dive. All the way down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Lengthen that spine. Exhale, fold. Chin last to rise, coming all the way up. Hands up overhead, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, hands together. Pointer fingers come out and hinging to the right. Inhale to neutral, exhale, hinge to the left, and then come back up. Come all the way down, forward fold. Very good. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold. Hands on the mat, step it on back into downward facing dog. Petal your feet out. Excellent. Taking maybe a wide leg down dog here. Bending your knees, waking up all of those muscle groups. Very good. All right. Identify left leg, three-legged. Bring it through. Base of your lunge. Lower down to your knee. Untuck your toes. Hands up overhead. Modified crescent lunge. Breathe. Very good. Right hand comes all the way down on the inside of your foot. Left hand up overhead. Breathe, staying with it. Bringing that lifted hand onto that knee. Right hand to your knee as well. Maybe bringing your hands back just a little bit. Roll your shoulders back. Sink into your hips. Getting a little bit of a stretch in that psoas. Coming back to neutral. Hands on the mat. And downward facing dog. Bring it all the way back. So if you watched Wednesday's class, we detailed, kind of clinicked through modified chaturangas a lot. Shifting forward into that plank, lowering onto your knees, heels to your glutes. So use that class definitely as a resource because it really explains things in detail. But right now, keeping those fingertips spread wide, rolling your shoulders back and lower halfway out, but don't let that arm come past your rib cage. So right about there, push back up, hold, take a breath. 2 more, lower out just a little bit, push back up. Eye gaze forward, strong breath. Once more, lower part way, push back up, and then lower all the way down and come on up into that up dog. And then downward facing dog. Bring it all the way back. Very, very good. Okay, next side. Right leg, brief three-legged. Bring it through base of your lunge. Untuck those back toes. And excellent. Hands can come on up. Modified crescent lunge. Doing your checks. This knee stacked on top of your ankle here. Arms are lifted, but shoulders are relaxed. Eye gaze forward. Breathing. Left hand comes down on the inside of that foot, twisting gently. Right hand up overhead, your twisted lunge. And rather than using that strength to help you twist, working with your breath, inhales create space in between each one of those vertebrae. Exhales help you twist. That lifted hand comes on down to that knee. Right hand comes on up as well. Walking it back just a little bit. Rolling your shoulders back and sinking on down into your hips. Breathing, eye gaze up, heart lifts. Coming back to neutral. Hands down on the mat and bring it back downward. Facing dog. Pedal it out, walk it out, move around. Okay, same thing as before. Shifting forward into plank. Lower down to your knees, heels to your glutes. Remember, don't have your hands really far out. Fingertips spread really wide so that your thumbs are almost touching. Only like 2 inches of space between your thumbs because you really want those arms in at that side body. Roll your shoulders back. 3 modified chaturangas. Slow. And remember, we don't lower down, we lower outward. Push back up and again. Push. If you feel that knee flesh kind of pulling on the mat, that's a good thing. Very good. Lower all the way down. Raise on up, upward. Facing dog. Downward. Facing dog. All right. Getting things going here a little bit quicker. Left leg extends back, 3-legged down dog. Bring it through base of your lunge, and then hands up overhead. Full crescent lunge. All right, do your checks. Hips square at the front, left knee stacked on top of that ankle. Arms up overhead, but shoulders relaxed. Hands come all the way down to the mat. Raise that back leg. Brief standing splits. You don't have to raise it too far. Set it down. Forward fold. Relax. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Chin is the last to rise, coming all the way up, stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Arms up overhead, squeeze your glutes. Back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Very good. Identify that left leg, bring it back for that lunge, and then ground down your back heel. Come on up, warrior 2. Very good. Eye gaze over that front hand. Breathe. Straightening that front knee. Right hand comes down on the inside of that leg. Left hand up overhead. And our triangle, we want that lengthening right from our hip, through our rib cage, through our armpit. And back to neutral, holding here. Right forearm onto that quad, that leg. Left hand extends up once more. Extended side angle. Coming back to neutral. Windmill hands fancily. All the way down to the mat. And then bring it back for downward facing dog. Pedaling it out. Getting things nice and loose in your down dog. Moving around as you like. Then shift forward into that plank. Lower onto your knees. Heels to your glutes. Shoulders slightly over those wrists. And you lower part way. Push it back up. Very good. Hold. Breathe. 2 more. Lower outward. Push back up. Excellent. 1 more. Lower outward. Push back up. Then lower all the way down. Raise on up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. All right. Very good. Right leg, brief 3-legged. Bring it through base of your lunge, and then bringing your hands up overhead for your full crescent lunge. I recently washed my mat, so I have it slipping all over the place. Like, the trade-off is it doesn't smell, but now it feels like I'm doing yoga on a surfboard. So hold here. So if you want the experience of doing stand-up paddleboard yoga, sup yoga, I don't know if you've heard of this, but just wash your mat really good and it'll slide everywhere. Guess you have to have a tile floor, but you know. Okay, holding in your crescent lunge, breathe. Nice and strong breaths. Hands come all the way down to the mat. That left leg, step it up. Brief standing splits. Set it down. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, fold. Chin is the last to rise, coming all the way up. Squeeze your glutes, very gentle back bend, sigh. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. Fingertips on the mat. Leaving your hands on the mat, bring that right leg all the way back, base of your lunge position. Ground down your back heel and gently windmill up into warrior two. Nice and strong. Doing your checks. Left knee stacked on top, up that ankle. Back foot grounding. Front foot grounding. Engaging those inner thighs just a little bit to lift out of that low back. Holding strong, you've got it. Straighten that front knee and gently tilting, coming into your triangle, feeling that lengthening through that side body. Coming back to neutral, very good. And then from here, bringing that left forearm onto that leg, your extended side angle, bicep more or less by your ear, trying to create that nice straight line all the way through. And coming back to warrior two and getting a little fancy, windmill hands all the way down to the mat. Bring it on back into down dog. Weight shifts forward into that plank pose. Lower down to your knees, heels to your glutes. Doing all your checks here in your modified plank. So straight line, roll your shoulders back, wrists, or your shoulders just slightly beyond those wrists there. Hold, breathe. Okay, lower part way out, push back up. Very good. Holding strong. Once more, lowering part way outward, push back up. Excellent. And once more, push back up, or all the way down. Raise on up, up dog. And from here, child's pose. Bring it all the way back. Relax. Arms can be extended out in front of you, behind you. You can take a wide-kneed child's pose if you wish. Just relax. Separate your knees just a little bit, giving some love to those arms. So take your right hand and thread it underneath that left arm, stretching out that deltoid just a little bit. Take a few breaths, relax. And slowly, slowly, slowly switching sides. Relax. And coming on back to neutral. Shift your weight forward. Brief tabletop. Wag it out, shake it out. Using this brief slow down break in our practice here to really reconnect with that breath. Okay. Hands where they are, but take a mental note of where those palms are on the mat, and then lower your elbows down to this point, coming onto your forearms. Inch those fingertips forward just a tiny bit. Tuck your toes, and then your puppy pose, gently bringing those glutes back towards your heels. Relax. And fingertips spread nice and wide. From here, pushing those arms into the mat and then lift directly into downward facing dog. Nice strong arms. Excellent. Pedal it out, move around, walking hands to feet, feet to hands for forward fold. Just hang, relax. We inhale, half lift, flat back, hold, and exhale, come on down. Chin is the last to rise, coming all the way up, hands up overhead, squeeze your glutes, exhale, let it go. Release, shake it out. Getting ready for our standing series here. So standing series, if you did the short half-hour class on Monday, kind of similarities here where we're holding that leg, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So first, easing into things, hands on your hips, getting ready for tree pose. Kickstand that heel, left heel on the inside of your right ankle, holding here, and then allowing this knee to kind of hinge on back. Trees, that opening up from our hips in the front. Eye gaze out, breathe. And once you have the good kind of integrity of the pose, then feel free to bring that foot on up to your calf, holding here, balancing, bringing that foot up higher, 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 all the way to that inner thigh. You can even bring that heel up in between your pubic bone and your hip crease, wherever you like. Breath, always important. Hands up overhead if you wish to grow your branches. Holding in your tree nice and strong, engaging that standing leg, which actually will slightly push your heel, like this leg, away from you, right? So then with equal force, it's not a lot, pushing back in. So standing leg engages, but this pushes in as well. This helps to create that strong trunk foundation of our tree. And release. Release your arms. Leave your leg where it is. Oh, just kidding. Sorry, I don't mean to mess with you in your standing series. We're focused. This is serious. This is yoga, right? Okay, grab for your leg wherever it is and just bring it on out in front of you and interlace your fingers underneath your knee. Roll your shoulders back, holding nice and strong, and just breathe. Relaxing that leg, nice and loose. Okay. Keep your leg exactly where it is, and then release your arms, bring them up overhead. Interlace your fingers, pointer fingers come out, hinging, tilting forward all the way into Warrior 3. Balancing stick, coming on down. Release everything. Set it on down. Shake it out. Okay. So that pose in the middle, that modified standing forehead to knee, where we interlace our fingers underneath our knee there, that's what kind of helps to build those arm muscles. So getting into it on the next side here, right foot kickstand on the inside of your left. Left hand, left hip, right hand, inner right thigh. Pull that leg on back, opening those hips from the front. Once you have the good integrity of the pose, bringing your foot up to wherever it can stay. Eye gaze out. Engaging that standing leg, right? And when you do this, it pushes this leg out just a little. So with equal force, and it's not a lot, pushing that heel into that inner thigh. Standing leg engaged. This heel pushing in, and then eventually growing your branches. I'm sitting here thinking of tricking you guys again, of like, oh, release, just kidding, but don't release your leg. That was mean. I apologize. Okay, hands come and grab for that leg and interlace your fingers underneath your knee. So we don't want to hunch forward, rather we want to roll those shoulders back and take up the weight of this leg into those arms. It's going to mess with your balance just a little bit, I know, but stay with it. The more relaxed this leg is, the easier it is to extend out into that full 90-degree angle. So just focusing on keeping that relaxed leg for now, modified forehead to knee, just staying here. Leave your knee exactly where it is. Release your hands, bring them up overhead, and slowly tilting, hinging, coming into that warrior 3, 45-degree angle, 90-degree angle, wherever it is for you today is perfectly fine. Holding strong in your warrior 3, breathe. Setting it down. Shake it out, kick it out. Okay. So those arms have not gotten enough love yet. I know we're going to do a few more chaturangas, even a plank series. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, back bend, sigh. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. Forward fold. Relaxing. Hanging in your forward fold, putting a bend in your knees. Relax. Hands on the mat, nice and strong. Go ahead and come back into plank pose. Plank series. Identify your right knee, lower it down, ground down your left heel behind you, and coming on up. In that modified side plank, holding strong. So paying attention to your right elbow, right? You don't want to lock it out and hyperextend it. You want to keep a little bit of play in your joints. You keep too much play and then it's too much weight like in your arm, right? So, just finding that happy medium between locking it out and then keeping a little bit of a bend in it. Hold, breathe. Staying exactly where you are. Or if you would like, go ahead and extend this bottom leg on out into a full side plank. Holding strong. Remember, don't lock that elbow out. Keeping just a little bit of a bend. Coming back into that full plank. Holding strong in that plank. Remember, shoulders slightly over those wrists, high on those toes. Lower down to that left knee this time. Ground down, right heel behind you. And right hand comes on up. Modified side plank. Holding in your side plank. Stay with it. Okay. From here, remember, don't lock out your elbow, keeping a little bit of a bend. Extend that bottom leg on out into a full side plank. Keeping those straight lines as best as you can. Breathe. Set it on down, regular plank. And from your regular plank, lowering down to that forearm plank. Holding in your forearm plank, breathe. Walk your feet on up. Dolphin. Pushing those forearms into the mat, soft knees. Coming on back into forearm plank. Coming into that regular plank. Hold, breathe. Lower down to your knees, modifying. Okay, 3 more little chaturangas. So we lower part way out, push back up nice and strong. Breathe, stay with it. Lower part way out, don't cheat. Remember, still want to keep that good form. Staying with it. Last one, lowering part way out, push back up, and then lower all the way down. Raise on up, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Shake out one hand, shake out the other. Excellent. All right. Identify that left leg, bring it on through, base of your lunge, set down your back knee, untuck your toes. Leaving our arms out of this for just a little bit, we are going to come into splits. And actually, I shouldn't say leaving our arms out, because there's a cool trick you can do in your splits with your arms that will help build arm strength and help you deepen in your splits as well. So go ahead and bring this left foot on out as far as you can. Now, if you can't get your groin all the way to the ground, it doesn't matter, but we want to try to find that stretch in this hamstring or in this kind of front right hip flexor, right? So bring that leg on out as far as you can. All right, and rather than leaning forward, maybe propping yourself up on your hands here, holding nice and strong, trying to take the weight out of your legs almost and absorb that body weight into your arms. And you can kind of relax here in your splits just a little bit. It's intense, I know. Stay with it. Okay, that left foot that's in front of you, heel to it across your mat there, laying down your leg for your pigeon pose. Messing up your mat as much as you like. Laying on down, doing all of your checks, making sure knee in front of your hip here, foot straight behind you, and relaxing on down. Some people find it nice to do kind of like a thread the needle pose here to get an extra stretch in with your pigeon, you know, whichever way you like. Wherever you are, just relax. Take a few breaths, enjoying your pigeon. Dissolve, release. From here, walk yourself back up, and then simply slouching onto that left side, that left glute. Bring this left shin so it's perfectly parallel with the top of your mat, and then this right leg, swing it all the way around behind you, getting set up for your fire log pose. So stacking this ankle on top of the meaty part of your knee. It's technically like your lower part of your quadricep there, but holding here. And if, you know, I often say in my classes, if you're fire log looks something like this, you're probably doing it right. It's because it's kind of hard to, get things down right away. Some folks have no issues with this posture, but for those of us with tight hips, it is an issue. So one of two things, you can kind of lean back here and just slowly seek to relax. And you want to lower things down at the same rate. You don't want to favor one side or another. So hold here, and as you breathe, everything will lower down kind of at the same time, right? But we want to use those arms today. So if you're in a position where you can't quite relax everything, tall spine, and then scoop up this leg, and try to hold the weight of your legs. Like pick them up a little bit, just so you're not even really stretching anything in your legs. Hold them here, and then gradually letting them down. So using your arm strength, right? Remember, relax your legs completely. It's hard. It's hard to relax our legs because there's so many muscles that we just instantly want to engage. But use that arm strength to hold up your legs as you slowly maybe begin to set them down a little farther, a little farther. Okay, from your fire log, Agni Stambhasana, I believe. Take this top leg, your right leg, go ahead and bring it all the way back around. Base of your pigeon pose. You can bring that heel in so you can shift your weight to a more kind of neutral position here. Tuck your toes, come on back. Downward facing dog. Nice work. Okay. Go ahead and take that right foot, bring it on up, lower down to your back knee, untuck your toes. Good. Getting set up for the base of your monkey pose, your splits. So bring that foot on out. Little by little, inch by inch. And again, finding that stretch wherever it may be for you, either in this hamstring or that front hip flexor. And sometimes it's nice, if you have blocks, you can kind of prop yourself up, and then you can really start to relax and come down. So, okay, strong hands on the mat, holding everything. You might want to even hug this arm in next to your leg here, so just like this. And then close your eyes, absorb as much weight as you can into your arms. Relax your legs, relax your legs, relax your legs, and breathe. Stay with it. How's your intention? How's that focus? From your splits. Messing up your mat as much as possible. Go ahead and heel toe this foot across, laying it down for that pigeon pose. Doing your checks where you need to, keeping this right knee in front of your hip, keeping that back foot nice and straight. And then whether this shin is parallel with the mat or not, it's not too big of a deal. It's better to keep your hips nice and square. Awesome. And slowly, slowly, slowly coming on down. Again, if you want to do one of those cool arm stretch things, you can. If not, it's fine too. Relax, surrender into your pigeon. right now, simply take the 3 largest, biggest, most fulfilling breaths of your whole practice. Just relax. Dissolving, chilling out, relaxing in your pigeon. And whenever you wish, you can push yourself back up. Base of your pigeon here. Slouching onto that right side. Bring your right shin so it's parallel with the top of your mat here. And back leg. Bring it all the way around. Stacking that ankle on top of that meaty part of your knee. So I love really using our arm strength in our practice in unique ways because it really helps to add a lot of body awareness. I mean, right now, we think we're relaxing our legs, especially if they're lifted. If your legs are all the way down, then, it's hard to participate in this exercise, I understand. But I think for most folks, hips are pretty tight. So scooping up those legs, and maybe even trying it if your legs can come all the way down. But don't engage your legs. Relax your legs, relax your legs, relax, relax, relax. Strong arms. And slowly, gently setting those legs down very, very slow. Take your time. Arms strong, holding those legs up. Heavy, relaxed legs. Keep with your breath here in your fire log. Okay. Top leg. Go ahead. Ooh. Slowly, slowly. Bring it all the way back around. Excellent work. Bringing this heel in just a little bit. Eventually finding yourself in that pigeon pose, the base of it here, and tucking your back toes, downward facing dog. Nice work. Pedal it out. Move around. Shifting forward into the last plank of class, holding strong in your plank. Roll your shoulders back, staying strong in your plank, lowering all the way out. Coming on down, laying on your stomach. You can release your arms down beside you, just hang out, just breathe. A few breaths. Chin on the mat, and then identify your right arm and bring it out into that airplane wing beside you. So nice 90-degree angle, airplane wing, and then just by a little bit more, increasing that angle, bringing it up just a little bit. So maybe that palm is in line with your head. Okay. Left hand presses into the mat next to your shoulder here, nice and strong. And we're gonna very slowly push and roll ourselves onto that right side. You're gonna take your left foot and also prop it on the mat. pushing. So be very gentle here. Just want to find that stretch in our shoulder. We might even find it in our pec just a little bit. Eye gaze lifts. Keep with your breath. Relaxing through that shoulder. Don't force anything. And release. Come on down. Both arms by your side. Just take a couple breaths. Left hand comes out, airplane wing, and then walking it up so it's kind of in line with your head there. Right palm presses down into the mat. And then we want to push ourselves onto that side. Might even take that right foot and bring it up to help with a little bit of leverage. And again, relax through that shoulder, actively pushing into the mat. And release. And eventually rolling onto your back. Coming into that shavasana, getting a sip of water if you wish. Relaxing, laying on back, just breathe. Feet fall out, arms fall out, everything falls out. Just relax. Almost at the end of our practice here, only just a few more postures to do. So enjoying laying here on your back for just a few more breaths. Fantastic. Okay. Go ahead and identify your right knee. Bring it on up. And then take that left hand and guide it across your body. Brief spinal twist. Just holding here for just a few breaths. We won't do our twists for too long. I'm going to close out with a little bit of core strengthening with some boat pose. So just stay with it. And come on back from that brief twist, setting that leg down. You can bob your knees, shake it out. Left knee, bring it on up. And you want to grab it with your right hand, guiding it across. Brief spinal twist. Coming back. Shavasana. Palms down on the mat. Bend your knees. And getting set up for our bridge pose. So in bridge, keep that eye gaze directly up. You don't want to look left or right. And as you raise up, you maybe want to waddle those shoulder blades in just a little bit. So go ahead, very slowly, bringing those shoulders up, or bringing your hips up, walking your shoulder blades in if you need. Breathe. And setting it down. Okay, if you still have strength in your arms, then we are going to do wheel. If you're not quite there for wheel yet, then it's okay. Substitute with another bridge. It's totally fine. So doing bridge, or if you want, trying your wheel. Fingertips pointed down next to your shoulders here, and doing that kind of walk slash waddle thing, whatever it may be for you. Holding here, holding strong. And as you like, raise on up into your bridge or your wheel, whichever one you like. Setting it on down. Relax. And you can bring your legs on out here in your shavasana. Almost there, almost on that home stretch. Okay. Bend your knees just a little bit, placing your feet flat on the mat. So you don't want your heels way up next to your glutes, bring your feet down just a little bit. Then propping yourself up on your forearms. Okay, leave your knees exactly where they are. Don't bring them up or down or whatever. You can only hinge from this knee joint here. And bring your shins so they're parallel with the ceiling. Nice core strength thing. Release those arms, boat pose, eye gazes up, breathe. And you can pike your legs if you want, or just bring those palms up, whichever you like. Breathe. Don't round those shoulders too much, rather focusing on a lengthening in that spine. Stay with it. Last posture of class, but you've got it. And shavasana. Release. Take a big inhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Gentle sigh. Arms, feet, legs, everything loose. Just soften and relax. Come into that breath. Keeping with your breath, sending you off into your shavasana nice and sweetly. Dissolving, relaxing. Just a few more breaths in your shavasana. And as always, we can stay here in our shavasana, or if you would like, go ahead and very slowly wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingertips, and pushing it on up into a seated position so we can bow together. Wow, thank all of you so much for joining me on this journey, strengthening those arms, feeling like the powerful yoga warrior you all are. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you have found this sequence today helpful, let me know, please, in the comments below. And again, check out Wednesday's class where I really break down the whole modified Chaturanga thing. So thanking all of you so much for being here. And from my heart to all yours, namaste.